You know, lighting is one of the most important things when you're doing detailing, whether it's interiors, it's basic detailing, or you're getting into heavy paint correction. I know for me, when I'm working on cars, especially doing heavy level paint correction like we did on this one, which is a huge amount of paint correction, I want to make sure that I've got the right lights for the job. Go back in time, a couple of months or so, we had the opportunity to check out these NextLED lights. We all put them through the paces here in the shop. Everybody gave it a thumbs up and said, yeah, we need to bring these in. We want to have them in the shop, and we'll be able to offer them to our customers as well. Okay, the first light that really got me interested in this, this one here is designed really with ceramic coatings in mind. Ceramic coatings, if you don't have the right kind of lighting, you can end up with high spots on the car. You can look at it with every kind of light and everything look fine, but you look at it a nice diffuse light, like going outside on a cloudy day, which we have plenty here in Ohio, then you'll see stuff left over. That's where this light comes into play, and it's really a simple design. You've got this diffuser on here. It's held on magnetically. The diffuser will give you that nice kind of diffuse light to help you see any kind of high spots. So as you're doing ceramic coating, you're going panel to panel, you can work with this light, inspect it, and then afterwards go around too. The other nice thing about this, it's not just for ceramic coating. You can take off the diffuser, light is really bright, give you a good overall view. And the cool thing is too, this is held on magnetically in the back, so you're not have such a good chance of losing it. So you can store that in the back, pops right back on the front. You can hang it. It's got magnets on the bottom. You want to stick it to something really functional. The head changes on it as well. Try not to blind you directly into the camera here, but a really bright light. And the nice thing is too, it's USB-C on all of these, so it makes it just super simple. Everybody's going to have a charger. They come with chargers or cords or whatever, but if you lose them, you probably have one in your car. So this one here for us was an absolute must-have in all of our shops applying ceramic coating. Next one here, this one's a color match. Some people are really big into looking at different color temperatures on it for different kind of defects. For me personally, it's not that much of a big deal. Give me a pen light in the dark corner, I'll be able to see everything that I need to see. I've been used to looking at it that way for years, but this one has got 3 different color temperatures on it. This is nice for paint correction, for overall inspection. Once again, interiors. It's nice too because you have a little hook up here. You can hang it up. I was just recently finishing up a big job on an old 1970 Shelby GT500 Mustang. A lot of stuff in the engine compartment, a lot of chrome. This was nice to have it hanging up there. Made it easy for me to see everything. It's a fantastic light. I've been really happy with this. This one has magnets on the back of it. You can put it up against something here. It's got magnets on the bottom too. You have it on a metal shelf. And these really strong magnets. It's you got to work to pull these away. So this is a super functional light. Now, this one is really interesting because when it first came in our samples, I'm like, man, that's a gimmick. Who in the world is going to want something like that? I mean, a neck light. I understand it's the height of a New York fashion kind of thing. Everybody's going to want to wear them. But then I tried it. I tried it for some paint correction. I tried it for some interior work, and it's super convenient. These work independently. You can have one or the other. They move all around. It's contoured to fit the back of your neck. It's super comfortable. These you can twist them in all kinds of different directions. It's not going to fall off. But another cool thing is it's magnets on the back. So you can use this to put up against something and then aim your lights however you need it. It also has a mount right here. You can put it on a tripod, mount it up, move it in any kind of direction that you want. I was really surprised on this one just how much I liked it. I said first I thought it was a gimmick, but then I started using it. It's like, wow, this is actually really cool. You might look a little silly when you're using it. Some people might say, well, I'll just use one attached to my head. When you got a beautiful head of hair like I have, last thing you want to do is be messing up your hair all day long. I prefer something like this as opposed to something strapped to my head. Matter of fact, for the rest of the video, I'll just kind of wear this. All right. Because it looks, I know it looks so good.
Anyways, pulling this open. Holy guacamole, man. All right, I'm freaking pumped for this. Let's get that out of here. Whoa. Now again, I don't use tripods all that often, but this could be interesting to check out. We've also got a power plug here, big juicy cord on it. All right, so you can detach the entire tripod off of this, and it's this little cylinder situation here, which is pretty interesting. This is actually quite lightweight for how large of a battery that is actually sitting down here. Down here is where you actually plug in your corded power here, obviously to charge it, do all of that fun stuff. You've also got this little hanger here, of which you could hang that like a little lantern, like you're going camping. And it's got 4 magnets back here. So I've got a metal desk back here. Yeah, those are some pretty strong magnets. So you can open this up. Actually, first, this also comes with a remote control. That actually magnetizes right there, which is slick, so it's always in the same spot. And then you open this up, and wow, that is pretty wild here. So you can see plastic on the front, which I'm not too opposed to. You have a large light source here. So this is 4,000 Kelvin up to 6,500 Kelvin. And let's check it out. Okay, so that's first mode. Let's do a little bit warmer light. Holy bright, holy bright. Wow, that is unbelievably bright. Like, yeah, you can't even look into that light whatsoever. Holy freaking cow. We'll definitely take this thing downstairs and I can kind of show you. I've got all the shop lights off other than the studio up here. We can set this all up and show you this, but wow, that is unbelievably bright. So curious with the little remote here, boom, you can just turn it on and off. You can change the brightness. So that is really nice. And it also blinks when it lets you know that it's fully at the limit there. Dang, that is pretty darn cool. So you can just turn it off right there. And then this just packs up like this. So let's get this thing fully set up. I'm pretty intrigued by this. It also they put little magnets up here so it puts right together. That's pretty darn slick here. Man, what an actually impressive little tripod here. All right, so we're set up downstairs and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this thing is freaking cool. Okay, so number one, the base is super nice on this thing. It is all aluminum down here. The legs fold out nice, so there's no flexibility. It feels very sturdy. Now, the reason you would want a light like this would be, let's say we're doing a paint correction on my EV6 right here, and I wanna see what the imperfections are over here in the center of the hood. Now you can see the main way you actually do corrections is you're not just sitting here looking at your light source straight down. You want to be able to see it, especially when you're working in the middle of the hood. This is the area of which that light source actually is. All right, and this is what it looks like when you're doing paint corrections. Now you can see, looking down here, you can see all the imperfections, all the water spots in this particular vehicle. I can identify scratches very easily. That's why it's so important to turn off your main light source like would be up there and have your single spotlights. But man, this thing is really impressive. And again, I can clearly see there's a scratch there in the center of the hood. This is when and why you would want to use that. Even if I'm working here up on the roof of this car doing a full correction on it, I would move that light over, then I would have light that I can be able to see up here. And then I can clearly see the imperfections on the roof up there. Again, you can see all the water spots on this car. This car has never been fully corrected, fully polished, and fully coated. This is kind of my testing car, if you will. But man, this is really cool. So you can see here, you can clearly see how bad my B-pillars are. I have never corrected these. We've got water spots all over the windows. This is a lease car. This is my dog hauler. This car I don't care about. This is something that I'm just doing testing on. So having this light set up here, I am clearly able to see all of that. Now I can clearly go in and see around each individual pixel there, all of the scratches and swirl marks. So man, that's why these lights are so unbelievably impressive. And I gotta say, I really like the tripod way more than I thought I would.
So let's slip on over to the NextLED. The NextLED also comes with this nice desktop charger. Does have a removable diffuser. The charger is pretty cool because it also has a place on the side here where you can put the diffuser itself. And the charger is also got magnetic base, as well as the light itself has magnet on the bottom, just like the scan grip. So this one is, I would tell you, the simplest of all three to operate. It also feels great. I think NextLED did a great job on the design of this. Yes, it's very similar to the scan grip, but it feels very good in your hand. The plastic on here feels very durable and hard, and you've got a little bit of rough surface on the side, which I think just helps you get a grip. So I can do on and off. And then I can flip through the color temperatures, all in one button and then off. Now, if I find a color temperature that I like, and I want to always use 2500 when I'm working on this car, if I hold the button down for 2 seconds, it'll lock in 2500, and then every time I turn it on and off, it'll go to 2500. The NextLED has 5 color temperatures, 2700 to 6500 Kelvin. They're listed here on the back. You've got one switch on the back. You have a little bit of you got a hook here. If you want to hang this, you can do that. It's got a magnet on the bottom. If you want to hold this against something metal, you're able to do that. It has one intensity of light at 500 lumens. Comes with a 3-year warranty. The battery, 4,000 milliamps. So it's got a pretty stout battery in this little light and a CRI of 96 compared to a CRI of 95 on the Sunmatch. So they're very comparable from that perspective. This comes also with a 3-year warranty. It is IPX6 water resistant. So that means jets of water will not intrude into the mechanics of this light. Love the charger. Again, battery size, the diffuser that's removable. You do have the hook up here. Well built, nice design, and $99 before any discount. So that's why I have to say NextLED is a best buy.
As far as my detailing bay goes at my shop, I have a ton of fill light, right? But then I always do still use a specialty light to really examine the paint, and also on the sides. This one for a multitude of things, mostly interior work, and then also sometimes if I'm doing an engine not in the dark, but if I'm in the shop and it's a little tight. So here it is. Okay, we just hit this little button here. We fold this out. Okay, and then there's a little latch here. We just flip this over, lock it into place. What this is, guys, is a underhood light. So these parts you can just twist around. They are padded, so you don't have to worry about it messing up your paint. You still be careful, obviously. I still like to, typically I'll put microfiber in there as well, but they're a nice padded deal. And then it extends out, and it's just on a spring, so it stays, once you get it there, it pulls back and stays nice and snug in place. And then on top of that, guys, we have 2 lights here, right? So we're gonna go and power them on. So, and you can see there's 3 most of that too. You have bright, a little less, and then a UV light, which is cool. But there's the bright lights, right? So it gives you a ton of light inside. And then if you want, these things pop out and you can take them out and go wherever you need with these. So again, guys, the functionality of these lights from NextLED are phenomenal. I've been really enjoying their stuff. For interiors, I use this more for interiors than anything else. You just pop it in there and you're good to go, and it's gonna illuminate the interior as much as you need, really, so you have good visibility. And again, for storage, that's a big part for me because a lot of times I am doing jobs mobile and I'm taking stuff in my truck to the customer's house. Sometimes the customer doesn't want to come to my shop for a ceramic coating, and I will do it in their garage for them, but I need the supplemental light to really see what I'm doing, make sure I'm not leaving any high spots. All this stuff is invaluable to me. So I just wanted to introduce you guys to the next.
This thing has 4 different color temperatures, 6500K, 4500K, 3500K, and 2500K. It is 2000 lumens on the highest setting, 1500 lumens, all the way down to 500 lumens on the lowest settings. It goes down to 500 lumens on every different setting. So on the back, it's going to give you your battery indicator, your power settings, 100%, 75, 50, and 25. And then here is your color temperatures over here, your 65, 45, 35, and 2500. You have 3 different buttons on the back. So the middle button right here, and it says UV right underneath of it. If you press it, it's gonna turn your UV light on. This is great for air conditioned work and stuff like that. You can find stains with it also if you're looking for stains. Let me show you how bright low is. Low is still very bright. So you can basically do a full paint correction all day long, no problem at all, even on the lowest setting, which I'll show you guys on the truck here in just a second. Is if you have a light color car, like white, silver, the more orange color you get, the better it is to see the defects. On a darker color like this blue, you're gonna see the defects better with a brighter, more like a daylight type of light. This is gonna help you see your defects inside without having to take the car outside to check and see if you got all your defects. Another thing is it's 180-degree swivel, which is great. If you need it for anything, you can put that like on the back of your garage door. There is a magnet right here. There's your symbol. And then you can kind of adjust this as you want. There is a spot here to put it on a tripod, which I will show you guys here in a minute. Let's say you just have it in your car. You're over here. You're getting ready to do the paint correction. You turn your light on. Let's go 100% brightness first. As you can see all the swirls in the paint. You want to dim it out. Sometimes dimming it will actually make it easier to see stuff. You want to change the color setting. This thing is filthy right now, because look at the water spots change with the color. See that? Let's just move it on down. Like, oh, you can really see right there. Right there from whatever that is. Oh, wow, that is really bad. That's going to take some work, that's for sure. As you can see, you can just move it around with you. You're going to be able to see the paint. You're going to be able to tell if there's any imperfections in the paint, which is fantastic. Okay, so, you know, being a YouTuber, I happen to have tripods laying around. So this is more for camera, but you guys get the idea. So you have it on a tripod now. You have a way to put the light on a tripod and hold it for you. And we can adjust this down, right? And then we can turn this on. And then we're going to be able to see the imperfections on the top of this fender, because otherwise, if your light is flat, you're not going to see these imperfections. But now I can see these imperfections really, really well. And even on these body lines like this. And I can just set this light here. I can do my work right here. And then I'll know when I wipe it off if I was able to remove all these car wash marks. That's what these are. These are car wash marks. So we're going to change the color temperature here. That one right there actually shows you a lot also. But this is the best on dark colors in my opinion.
Let's talk about the headlamp, one of my favorite and one of the must-have that I recommend to any detailer, especially when it comes to interior detailing. So you're gonna see that the trend continues with these lights, color adjustments, CRI, and even better price than the competitors. Be careful when you're shopping. There's a lot of lights on the market now, especially if you go on Amazon, but most of these don't have the same amount of lumens, they don't have the CRI, they don't have color adjustment. You're stuck in one color, one temperature. So this is really made for detailing. This is specifically made for what we do. Always gonna have blind spots when it comes to lighting. So this is why I always use a headlamp when doing interior detailing. Makes your life much easier. You don't have to do a third and a fourth vacuum at the end. With this, you're not gonna miss any type of dust or debris in your carpets, in the nooks and crannies, between the leather, cracks and stitches. That's even super useful when cleaning glass and the inside mirrors. Any reflective or glossy trims, you can also have it on your head and adjust it like this if you're wearing a cap or anything like that. It's actually super comfortable. You can use this for paint polishing. I've done it for a very long time. You're gonna figure out at some point that for polishing, you don't want to have your light looking straight at the paint. You wanna have your light at an angle and probably a couple feet away. So you can use this on your forehead when polishing. This can be useful, but keep in mind, it's not gonna show all the defects. A light is better used at an angle.
Get your ride show ready with NextLED. Our range of rechargeable work lights are perfect for all your detailing needs. Say goodbye to tangled cords. Our cordless lights offer hands-free operation with strong magnetic bases and hooks. Customize your lighting with multiple beam settings to get every detail just right. With rotating heads for precision lighting, our lights are perfect for those tight spots. Built tough for any job, NextLED lights will help you shine at your next car show.